Intended to supplement, not replace the... I can't work like this. I can't work like this. All these people coming to these islands, having a nice time. Hello and welcome to part 2 of our Outer Hebrides 2022 update. These updates are intended to supplement, not replace, the original Outer Hebrides series that was filmed in 2019, so if you'd like to watch that, I'll leave a link in the description below this video. In the previous video we looked at updates to the basics, the ferries, Lewis and Harris. Again, I'll leave a link to that in the description below this video. And today we're going to look at updates to Uist and Barra, and we're going to start off with updates to the campsites. We start at Benbecula in Uist with Otters Edge campsite. This isn't a brand new campsite per se, but you may remember in the 2019 series I quickly featured Shell Bay campsite in Benbecula, which was for sale and its future was uncertain. Well, the fantastic news is that Shell Bay campsite was purchased by the family Dave and Diane and their daughter Rosie, who haven't stopped working to improve this wonderful little site. They've put in many hard-standing pitches, they've improved the roads, they've improved the electricity hookups, and they've also improved the facility block. The Otters Den is a new feature aimed primarily at tent campers. It's a little camping kitchen with a fridge, kettle and washing up sink, and it's just somewhere to go for campers if the weather turns really rough. Dave, Diane and Rosie have also put a lot of effort into improving the existing facilities. It was unusually quiet when I visited, but it is strongly recommended to book as it does get busy here. And to give you an idea of prices, it's £10 for a backpacker, up to £25 for a motorhome with a couple with an electric hookup. Now let's jump on a ferry in the island of Eriskay and head on over to the Isle of Barra and see what's new as regards campsites there. We start off with a brand new campsite, Barra Sands. I was shown round Barra Sands campsite by its friendly owner Derek, who explained to me that while many of the pitches do have sea views, there is no direct access to the beach, so it's ideal for guests looking for a quieter campsite. There are 16 electric hookups, scrupulously clean facilities, and as a guide to prices, they start at £10 for a backpacker, and a motorhome with a couple and an electric hookup will cost £25. As you can see, all the pitches are on grass, some have sea views, some do not. And all the pitches are perfectly level, so do remember your levelling blocks. As always, it's a good idea to book in advance. While driving around Barra, I noticed improvements at Wavecrest campsite, which we featured in 2019. Most notably, when I last visited, there was only one electric hookup. Now, there are 20 of them. Also new since we last visited Wavecrest is a camper's kitchen, featuring the usual fridge, microwave, kettle and washing up sink. But one thing most definitely has not changed at Wavecrest, and that is the amazing views from every pitch. Now we move on to food and drink, and for all the businesses I'm about to talk about, it is essential to check their website or social media before making a special trip, as finding staff remains an issue and demand varies wildly as well, so opening times do vary. A case in point is the day that I visited Barra, and both the new food businesses were closed on the Saturday in July when I visited. The first of those was the Ardmhor food truck, which you'll find at the Ardmhor ferry terminal where the ferry from Eriskay arrives, but the cafe inside that we featured last time was still open and selling coffee and cake. And just down the road was the North Bay Community Gardens, where I hear that the cafe serves exquisite food, but sadly closed at weekends. We had far more success in Uist, where we will head north to south, starting at the Wee Cottage Kitchen in Malaclate near Sollas. Wee Cottage Kitchen offers fantastic food, fresh seafood, as well as gluten-free and vegan options. As well as great lunches and brunches, Mari also does all the home baking, and my goodness, it is so tempting. My lentil soup with vegan cheese and sun-dried tomato toasty was absolutely yummy. This really is food with a view. In the original series in 2019 I talked about Harris Gin and Barra Gin, but now I've moved to Uist, I have to talk about what is, speaking as a new Uist jock myself, the best gin, which is Downpour. Downpour gin was created by the North Uist Distillery. They've recently moved into Nunton Steadings on the west coast of Benbecula. The building dates from the early 1700s and was part of the Clan Ranald estate. There was a nunnery on the site from the 1300s. North Uist Distillery is now breathing new life into these old buildings, and already open is the shop and the tasting room, and tastings are available throughout the week in the summer from 1:30 to 2:45. $17.50 you have to book online, and you get 4 G&Ts, as well as a tour of the building and a talk about how the gin is distilled. The equipment to make the whiskey is still being manufactured, so it's not in place yet. When the whiskey is being distilled, they will be using bear barley from the island. Uist is the biggest producer of bear barley, so all barley will be locally sourced. At the other end of the building, where the animals used to be kept, is now an exhibition space currently being offered to the RSPB. But this is eventually where the casks will be laid down. The first whiskey cask is expected to be laid down at the end of 2023. And I love the idea that when you've finished your bottle of Downpour, you can take the beautiful bottle back for a refill. Finally, down in Lochboisdale in South Uist, there are 2 amazing places to tell you about. First, Croft and Cuan, established by 2 sisters in October 2020. Primarily a takeaway, there is 1 table inside and a table outside, not to mention a park across the road that overlooks the quayside. The menu is brunch and lunch, focusing on locally produced food and locally caught seafood. There are, of course, cakes available as well to go with your tea or coffee. There are also some deli items for sale. The menu varies frequently. I was lucky that the day I arrived, I had a beautiful falafel burger and fried potatoes, and sorry Dougal, no, this is mine. From Croft and Cuan, we drove out to Lochboisdale Marina, where the Outer Hebrides now has its very own coffee roasters, Skydancer. As suppliers to many hotels and catering businesses throughout the islands, Sarah and Mike are often out delivering coffee. But when they're back at base, the door is open for takeaway coffee and waffles that you can enjoy at the tables outside. Sarah is an amazing cook who can put together an exquisite lunch, so if you're after something a little more substantial, or before making a special trip to go and get a coffee, do drop them an email or a message on their social media channels. These are listed in the description below. Mike is also a talented photographic artist, with some of his work available to buy, but the intention is to expand the premises as soon as time allows to provide indoor seating and better display Mike's outstanding work. Skydancer also blend loose leaf tea, so I of course had to take away a packet of Cottage, which is nothing short of a taste explosion. So there you have it folks, a brief update as to what's new in Uist and Barra. Now, just like the original series, these updates are not intended to be a comprehensive guide to everything that's new, purely to give you an idea of what to expect when you arrive. Now, unlike the original series of Outer Hebrides, these updates are not sponsored, so if you've got value from them and you're feeling flush, do feel free to buy us a coffee. I'll leave a link to our Buy Me a Coffee page in the description below this video. But more importantly, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you don't already, and share this video with your friends online. We are really looking forward to welcoming you to these beautiful islands, and it just leaves me to say, from Dougal and from me, thanks for tuning in. There. You excited about all the people coming to visit, Dougal? Are you excited? Are you excited? No. He never smiles. Dougal, you can be a bit more enthusiastic, a bit more animated, a bit more welcoming, a bit more